Okay, so a few quick tactics for managing your email inbox. This is really key. A lot of professionals don't know a few of these little things, but it can completely change the way you're on top of your emails and on top of communications, and professionals are on top of their communications, like one of the most important things. So first of all, if you are looking at your email inbox, looking at mine, the first thing you might notice is I kind of have these categories, these columns. This is like the first thing. It's very, very simple, and it can completely change the way someone is receiving all these emails and looking at these emails and responding to their emails. So I have everything coming in that is actually relevant, that actually requires my attention, that I should maybe reply to or forward to someone else in my primary. So these are actually people emailing me about specific things that I want to see their email. Social media, right? You probably have your email connected to a social media account, so you're probably getting all these notifications. It really isn't valuable for me to ever look at any of these messages. It's the same one every single time. Any of these messages, Twitter messages, whatever, it's just not worth it. So I have them automatically going into my social column, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this in a second. And then the updates one. This is probably the one where you get the most amount of messages, or this is where you get the most amount of emails. I have just random newsletters that I'm subscribed to for some reason, or I'm getting messages about our customers, the support stuff, or maybe I'm getting Monday.com updates, or maybe someone might be updating an event, whether they just changed the date or whatever, but that email notification comes through. Maybe it's a Google alert. Maybe it's just some random spam ad that's coming through, like Buzzoid is 30% off, right? And so I have all those going into my updates column. And the reason for that is I only want to spend time looking at things that is most worth my mental energy at that time. Every single day we have a certain level of mental energy that we can essentially expel. And all these emails are just not worth our energy. So that's the first thing. Grouping up and categorizing your email inboxes by primary, social, and updates is key. The way you do that is up here at the top right-hand corner. You see this little wheel, settings wheel. You click that, and already initially you can start customizing your inbox. You can have default where things are kind of broken up a little bit more. It shows the attachments. You can have comfortable where it doesn't show the attachments and the actual emails. You can have compact where it's like super, tight, and you want to have a lot of your emails. I don't usually do that. I usually do the comfortable one. So, just changing the density of your email can definitely change your outlook and change your kind of viewing through it. But what is most important here is these columns, and that's where you change your inbox type. So there's a bunch of different kind of formats or templates, if you will, that they already have created for you, but I choose the default one, but I customize it. So I have a primary tab, a social tab. This is, they even say right there, messages from social networks, media sharing sites, etc. And then it'll even give some examples. The promotions one is also a good one to have, but I pretty much have all of these promotion-esque emails going to my updates one, but this would definitely be a good one to have. And then the updates one is of course super important. So those are just a few things, just like right off the bat. If you just kind of change the order of the volume of emails that are coming in and how you're viewing them, can definitely help you stay on top of your emails. The other thing that's important is once you kind of get your inbox set up a little bit and organized, following a process called do, delegate, delete, or do, delegate, archive. Every single email that you receive, you either need to do one of three things. You need to either do what they say, right? So this email, for example, Samuel, he emailed me 4 days ago asking for a picture in an email inbox. And so at the time, I didn't see that email, and so I didn't get to it. So I'm 4 days late, so shame on me. I don't always follow these things. I need to get better on that, but I just responded and I said, hey man, yes I can, address, pictures, boom. And so what I do after that is after responding, I immediately archive it. So I'm not deleting it, I'm archiving it. And so every single email that I get, say maybe I get this email from Kenton Yowie and I'm not really interested in it, so I'm not replying to it, but I'm just going to just delegate it to myself via Boomerang. Boomerang is a nice little feature that kind of comes into this do, delegate, delete process, or this do, delegate, archive process, where maybe I want to either forward this to someone else, like a business partner or team member or employee to take care of this, or maybe I just want to delegate to myself, but not right now. Actually, something that's kind of relevant is called the Eisenhower Matrix. And I honestly follow this Eisenhower Matrix for all my emails, most tasks, communication. Anytime I'm being assigned something or I'm looking at something that might become a task, I kind of follow this. And there's 4 quadrants to it. There's a not important quadrant, an important quadrant, urgent quadrant, and a not urgent quadrant. So if you can decide which of the emails that you're getting to at that moment, or maybe hours later, whenever you get back to it, and decide, okay, is this something that I need to do it right now? Is it urgent and important? Or should I just archive it immediately? Should I just delete it immediately because it's not important and it's not urgent? Maybe it's important, right? I need to do it, but it's not urgent right now. So I schedule time to do it. And that's specifically where Boomerang comes into play. So if I go back to this email, say I need to do something with it, but it's not really urgent. So I'm going to Boomerang it to myself. I'm going to Boomerang it to myself in 1 week. I'm going to have to sign in. Boom, login successful. Click X. Okay, yep. And then boom. Okay, great. Now that email that I just got from Kenton Yowie is literally going to come back to me. Well, this is an email from Boomerang. That email that I got from Kenton Yowie that I just didn't want to do right now, it's going to be popping up back at the top of my inbox a week from now. So that way I can, come back to it later when I need to, but I'm not spending time and wasting time right now trying to figure out, should I reply to this? Should I just delete it? Whatever. So Boomerang comes into play when you want to archive or you want to just send something to yourself. But the last one of those is whether you do it immediately or you do it later or you delegate to another team member so they can do it. The last one, archive, is really, really important. If you guys have ever heard the concept called inbox zero, it's a powerful, honestly, concept, but it's a pretty simple concept as well. People who subscribe to it, they have so much peace and clarity, and they're on top of so many of their emails. It's essentially your inbox has 0 emails in it. I don't have mine like that. I definitely need to do that. I try to set time to do it like once a week or once every 2 weeks. I haven't done that for honestly about a month, but it's literally you go through and you archive as many emails as you can that you've already done or that you delegated or that you just need to archive and delete. Now, I know I keep saying archive and delete, but for all these email, the delete is just like with the DDD, it's in that kind of synchronous order, but you never want to technically delete an email. You want to only archive it, because of the search function that Gmail gives us in this email. So as you probably know, you can search up someone's name and they'll pop up. So let's say I Boomerang that email to myself and I'm like, oh wait, I need to go look at that email that Kenton sent me. Of course, I can just search up his name. It'll probably pop up there. But maybe, let's say Elliot Drake, for example, right? I get a lot of messages from Elliot. We're constantly sending a lot of different messages, but maybe there's one specific email that I archived because I was trying to stay on top of my emails and I was trying to get to inbox zero, but I'm trying to find that email. Well, if you look right here, Gmail gives us many different advanced search options to search up our email. Who it's from, who it is to, the subject line of that email, any of the words in the subject line. If it has any words, similar to Boolean search on LinkedIn, there's Boolean search on Gmail. If it doesn't have a certain amount of text, if there's a certain size that you might remember, if the file, if it had an attachment, if it didn't, if it included it, if it has a chat, if it doesn't. And so there's a lot of these if-then sequences. If maybe the certain date frame, maybe this was an email that I remember was early April. Well, then I can go to the April time and look at every email that Elliot and I have exchanged in early April. Maybe I was like, okay, you know what? I'm pretty sure it just has an attachment. So I check that off. Okay, from Elliot Drake has attachment. I click search and then boom. All the emails that, we're going to be, so if I go to here and do default, then I'll especially start to see, each of these emails, they have an attachment, they have a folder, or they have an image, or they have a video of some kind of thing. So being able to stay on top of your emails, following do, delegate, delete, having some of these categories set up where your emails are kind of columnized, I guess, if you will, and then also following or just letting Boomerang be a tool for you to where the fact that not every email requires your immediate attention. So maybe you can just Boomerang it to yourself 2 weeks later and archive it for now. So every time you come into your email inbox, you either are on top of all your emails. Like if you can see, like I'm on top of most of my emails for the most part. Some of these are more spammy emails that I didn't put into my updates folder. But if maybe you guys look at your email, look at someone else's email, there's like dozens and dozens, maybe hundreds of emails that they haven't even replied to. Those could all be missed leads. It could be missed opportunities. It could be missed relationships, or just out of professionalism, responding to someone. That's a really key thing to maintain relationships and maintain clients. So just want to make this quick video. And then again, the Eisenhower Matrix, I guess that's another thing that is kind of relevant. Whenever you get those emails, think about which quadrant that email falls into and then have an action around it. Just do it, delegate to someone else, Boomerang it to yourself later, or just straight up archive it and come back later using the search functions in Gmail.